An unidentified investment bank starts letting go of a lot of workers in 2008. The head of risk management, Eric Dale, is one among those impacted. Dale tries to talk about the consequences of a model he is developing, but he gets no response. As he leaves, he offers his department colleague Peter Sullivan a flash drive with his work on it and advises him to be careful. Intrigued, Sullivan works through the night to finish Dale's model. Sullivan finds that the assumptions underlying the company's current risk profile are incorrect. Historical levels of volatility in mortgage-backed securities are being surpassed, indicating that the firm is overly leveraged in those assets and that the debt resulting from those excessively leveraged assets will cause the company to fail. In order to get back to work with Will Emerson, the head of credit trading, Sullivan phones his colleague Seth Bregman. When Emerson has reviewed Sullivan's findings, he calls in his supervisor, Sam Rogers. The four try in vain to get in touch with Dale because his work phone has been turned off. As Rogers and Emerson alert senior executives of the corporation about the problem, Sullivan and Bregman set out to locate Dale. After Sullivan's findings are confirmed as true by a second meeting with division head Jared Cohen, Chief Risk Management Officer Sarah Robertson, and other senior officials, company CEO John Told is brought in. After Sullivan outlines the issue and Told arrives, Rogers, Cohen, and Told argue on the best course of action. Told supports Cohen's plan, which calls for a fire sale of the troublesome assets. Rogers disagrees, pointing out that the sale will seriously disrupt the markets and harm the company's standing and ties in the sector. Told emphasizes that the danger and expense are justified by his wish to keep the company out of bankruptcy. Emerson receives word from Dale's wife that he has come home following their meeting with Told. Emerson and Bregman go to Dale's house and try to convince him to come back to the company, but he says no. Bregman asks on the trip back if he'll lose his job, to which Emerson replies that it's likely he will, but he advises him not to lose hope because his work is essential and muses on the nature of the financial markets. Robertson contends that she forewarned Told and Cohen about the problem more than a year ago, and that both Told and Cohen acknowledged the hazards, but were unable to convince Told. Told threatens to place the blame on her in front of the traders and the board of directors. Eric Dale, meantime, is threatened with having his benefits and severance paid off if he doesn't cooperate with Cohen's scheme, so he is bribed into doing so. He consoles Robertson throughout the day. Rogers rallies his traders and tells them about the fire sale despite his reservations. Although he realizes that the traders' reputations and careers may suffer, he assures them that if the majority of the dealers' allotted assets are sold by the end of the day, they would get substantial compensation in the form of seven-figure bonuses. As trading continues, the company suffers significant losses and finally provokes mistrust and ire from its counterparties, but they are able to dispose off the majority of the problematic assets. When Rogers learns he has been spared during the next wave of layoffs, he approaches Told and tenders his resignation. Told discredits Rogers' assessment of the issue by citing previous financial crises to support his claim that Rogers shouldn't feel bad about acting in the best interests of the company and himself. Rogers grudgingly agrees to Told's request to continue for an additional 2 years, citing his own financial necessity. Rogers is also informed by Told that Sullivan will receive a promotion. At the end of the movie, Rogers is shown burying his deceased dog in his ex-wife's front yard at night.